Welcome to Farming Aid.
If you have been watching the beef industry over the last few years, you have probably noticed one breed showing up almost everywhere. There is a reason ranchers in hot, humid, and unpredictable climates keep talking about Brangus cattle. They are not just another cross. They are changing how producers think about efficiency, resilience, and long-term profit. Today's beef market rewards animals that can handle tough conditions without giving up carcass quality, and that is exactly where Brangus shines. This video looks at how this remarkable blend of Brahman durability and Angus performance has quietly built a reputation as one of the most profitable choices in modern beef production. If you are exploring breeds that can help stabilize your operation, lower your inputs and still deliver premium beef, you are going to want to hear this story. When you look at the origins of Brangus cattle, it is clear that the creators were not just blending genetics. They were trying to solve a problem that was draining profits for producers in hot and humid regions. Angus cattle delivered quality beef but struggled with heat stress and pests. Brahman cattle thrived in tough environments but did not always meet market expectations for tenderness. The idea behind Brangus was to build a new kind of cattle that could handle southern climates, tropical regions, and semi-arid zones without requiring constant intervention. The goal was simple. Produce animals that stay healthy, breed reliably and grow efficiently. Over time the results surprised even the early breeders because the cattle did more than survive. They excelled in ways that reshaped management practices across the Gulf Coast, the Southeast, Latin America, Africa and parts of Asia. Producers who adopted Brangus cattle noticed something early on. These animals waste less energy fighting heat and irritation. That matters more than most new ranchers realize. Every bit of energy that cattle spend staying cool or battling insects is energy that cannot go toward growth and weight gain. What makes Brangus valuable is that their Brahman influence gives them superior heat tolerance, loose skin that improves cooling, natural insect resistance and stronger immune responses. These traits allow them to stay active and comfortable even on the hottest days when other breeds spend hours seeking shade. That calm, steady productivity adds up. It is one of the reasons Brangus animals consistently outperform others in average daily gain under challenging conditions. While environmental tolerance explains part of the Brangus rise, the Angus influence completes the picture. The breed would not have changed the profit landscape without the carcass traits that modern buyers demand. Angus genetics bring better marbling, better feed efficiency and the kind of carcass uniformity that processors and consumers trust. In today's market, beef quality premiums make a real difference to ranch income. Brangus cattle give producers a way to hit those quality targets without sacrificing resilience. In many feedlot studies Brangus steers grade well, convert feed at competitive rates and finish in a balanced, moderate frame size that processors like. This combination removes one of the biggest frustrations ranchers face. You no longer have to choose between an animal that survives the climate and an animal that satisfies the market. Brangus cattle do both. Another key factor behind the Brangus revolution is reproductive strength. Fertility has more influence on ranch profit than almost any other trait. A cow that cannot breed consistently is a financial burden, no matter how good the genetics look on paper. Brangus females have built a reputation for long reproductive life, strong mothering instincts and impressive calving ease. They maintain body condition better during dry periods, which helps them return to reproductive readiness sooner. Ranchers who switch to Brangus often report fewer open cows, fewer calving problems and a smoother calving season overall. Over the lifespan of a herd this reliability saves feed, reduces veterinary costs and increases the number of marketable calves. That is the kind of foundation that turns a cattle operation from unpredictable to stable. Beyond fertility and carcass quality, there is a management advantage that makes Brangus especially profitable for small and medium-sized ranchers. These cattle adapt quickly to a variety of grazing systems. They handle rotational grazing well because they stay active during heat and recover from movement faster than many European breeds. They make excellent use of forage, even when it is lower in protein. This adaptability means producers can get more productivity from the same acreage or reduce supplemental feeding costs without hurting performance. At a time when feed prices continue to fluctuate and land access gets more competitive, a breed that thrives on forage alone becomes a practical solution, not just a genetic preference. Calm temperament is another part of the Brangus advantage that sometimes gets overlooked. Cattle that are hard to work create safety risks, stress-induced weight loss and breeding challenges. Brangus cattle tend to be steady and manageable, especially when handled with low-stress methods. This trait becomes valuable on ranches where labor is limited. Ranchers working alone or with small crews need cattle that respond predictably. Calm herds also experience fewer injuries and stay healthier overall. Every reduction in stress translates into better weight gain and improved reproductive performance. These are small details that shape the financial picture more than many people expect. The rise of Brangus cattle is not confined to the United States. The breed has expanded dramatically across South America. Brazil, Argentina, and Paraguay use Brangus genetics to improve beef quality in regions where heat and parasites have always limited production. The breed also plays a growing role in Africa, where ranchers face similar environmental pressures. In places with high temperatures, long dry seasons and limited resources, the ability to maintain performance with minimal inputs is a major advantage. Exported semen and embryos have allowed Brangus genetics to spread rapidly into new markets, reinforcing the breed's global identity as a climate-resilient option for modern beef production. One of the interesting developments within the Brangus world is the Red Brangus line. These cattle carry the same core strengths as Black Brangus but with a red coat that reflects sunlight better in extreme heat. In certain tropical regions, red-coated cattle outperform darker animals because they stay cooler and more active. The growing adoption of Red Brangus reflects a broader trend in cattle breeding. Ranchers are no longer looking for a single perfect type. They want cattle that fit their environment as precisely as possible. This shift in thinking gives breeds like Brangus room to continue evolving as markets and climates change. The economic case for Brangus keeps getting stronger as the beef industry faces new pressures. Drought cycles are becoming more common. Feed prices have remained high. Buyers expect consistency. Consumers want high-quality beef without compromise. Meanwhile, producers want cattle that can maintain performance even when conditions are not ideal. These pressures highlight a simple truth. Profitability is no longer just about genetics. It is about efficiency, reliability, and climate fitness. That is where Brangus cattle stand out. When ranchers evaluate full herd costs instead of just weaning weights, the breed's strengths become even more apparent. Lower maintenance demands, fewer health problems and consistent reproductive performance all contribute to higher lifetime returns. Another reason Brangus has gained traction is that it works well in crossbreeding programs. Many ranchers use Brangus as the maternal base because the cows are durable and fertile. Crossing Brangus cows with terminal sire breeds often produces calves with impressive hybrid vigor, strong growth, and solid carcass characteristics. Ranchers who want to boost growth without losing maternal strength often rely on Brangus females because they hold up well on pasture and raise calves that perform reliably at sale time. Crossbreeding with Brangus does not just add size. It adds consistency, and consistency is one of the most valuable things a rancher can achieve. Feedlot managers have also taken notice. They report that Brangus-influenced cattle handle transition stress better, stay healthier in crowded conditions and finish with a more uniform frame compared to some other heat-tolerant breeds. Health and consistency matter a lot in feedlot economics. Every animal that stays healthy reduces treatment costs and improves feeding efficiency. Every animal that finishes on time reduces the variability that processors dislike. Brangus cattle help close the gap between heat-tolerant breeds and the expectations of modern feedlots, which contributes to stronger demand and better prices for producers. As climate conditions continue to shift, the need for cattle that flourish in tough environments will grow. Many regions that once supported traditional European breeds are already seeing longer summers, more parasites, and unpredictable forage patterns. Brangus cattle offer a buffer against these challenges. They are not just a breed built for the South anymore. They are becoming a practical choice for ranchers facing hotter seasons, irregular rainfall, and rising production costs. In that sense, the Brangus revolution is not only about better profits. It is about future-proofing cattle production in a world where environmental stability can no longer be taken for granted. The broader cattle industry is also adjusting to new technology. Genomic tools, advanced breeding programs, and performance tracking systems are becoming part of everyday ranching. Brangus breeders have embraced these tools aggressively. Many Brangus associations promote data-driven selection, which has improved carcass traits, fertility scores, and growth patterns across the breed. What makes Brangus unique is how well the breed responds to targeted selection. Because the foundation genetics are strong and balanced, every generation makes measurable progress. This steady improvement means producers benefit not only from the breed's natural resilience but also from ongoing genetic refinement. The influence of Brangus genetics goes beyond the ranch and feedlot. Consumers are increasingly aware of the origin of their beef. They want animals raised responsibly with reduced environmental stress. Brangus cattle, with their efficient feed use and natural resilience, fit well into sustainability-focused beef programs. They produce respectable carcass yields without requiring heavy feed inputs. They maintain condition on pasture-based systems. They align with modern stories about beef that is raised with care and practical resource use. This gives producers an opportunity to appeal to both traditional beef customers and emerging markets that value sustainability. To understand the full impact of Brangus cattle on profitability, it helps to look at the long game. Many ranchers who adopt the breed report that their herds become easier to manage over time. Calving seasons go more smoothly. Herd health costs drop. Replacement heifers last longer. Steers perform well on grass and finish cleanly in the feedlot. These improvements build on each other. Before long, a ranch that once struggled with heat stress or inconsistent calf crops begins to look far more stable. Stability is the foundation of profit. Brangus cattle help ranchers achieve that stability while still producing beef that meets modern market standards. The rise of Brangus cattle shows what happens when a breed is built with real production challenges in mind. Their mix of heat tolerance, strong fertility, calm temperament, and reliable carcass quality gives ranchers something rare in today's beef industry. You get an animal that works with the environment instead of fighting against it. As drought cycles, feed costs, and market expectations shift, producers need cattle that stay consistent and profitable even when conditions are not ideal. Brangus has proven that it can do exactly that. If you are looking for a breed that helps you cut risk, tighten costs, and still deliver beef consumers trust, the Brangus story is worth paying attention to. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this breakdown, remember to like, subscribe, and drop a comment about the breeds you want to see next.